In 1921 and 1922, Rudolf Steiner gathered medical doctors and eurythmists in Dornach at the Goetheanum in Switzerland. Together they developed thoughts and exercises that could make a fundamental contribution to harmonizing and stabilizing people. In particular, these exercises aim to strengthen the rhythmic system from which, according to Rudolf Steiner, the healing powers take effect. 12 exercises were presented, which are supposed to organize the 4 members of the bodies from the directions of space and bring them back into a living conversation as a basis for a powerful health. The world historical situation in 1922 was not easy for the people. The horrible First World War, with an estimated 20 million dead soldiers and civilians, was not long ago. The young Weimar Republic steered increasingly into an extreme inflation and economic crisis. In Italy, the fascist Mussolini was to take over power. France was considering an invasion of the German Ruhr area due to missing reparation payments. Between 1918 and 20, the pandemic Spanish flu, which probably originated in the USA, had caused an estimated 50 million deaths worldwide, and at least 500 million people were infected. In India alone, about 20 million people died from this influenza virus. In this complex and difficult situation, Rudolf Steiner, the doctors and eurythmists were deeply concerned to ensure the living stability of each individual. Dear people, we would like to introduce you to 7 exercises from the 5th lecture of Rudolf Steiner's Eurythmy Therapy course, which, if practiced regularly, bring about a special invigoration of the conversation between the lower and the upper parts of the human being. The ethereal body, the rhythmic system, that is the lung and the heart, and the posterior upper organs, that is the brain, nerve sense system, lungs and kidneys, are made dynamic, which we deem meaningful and important for our days.
Welcome. My name is Noëmi Böken. I am a curative eurythmist and a social eurythmist from the youwithme company in Switzerland. We prepared 7 exercises for these difficult times you can practice at home. After the time is over, it would be nice that you would find your own therapist.
How do I get a distinct opinion in times of confusion? In our time, where opinions are so divergent, where mankind is uncertain what to believe, what to think of a theme, it is a fundamental wish to get hold of a sure and distinct point of view, to find your own position and opinion. From there we can develop a healthy relationship to Earth, to the very ground we stand on. This exercise influences strongly the rhythmic system, the respiratory system. It is especially helpful for shortness of breath, of fear and panic.
The first exercise, Affirmation, Negation. This exercise is mainly done by the feet. We marked the left foot blue, the right black. We start with the left, with a little bow towards the front. Yes, affirmation. With the right foot, a bow towards the back. Negation. It is important to put the whole body weight on the foot. After a little practice, you can speed up the exercise.
What is my relationship to what is happening in the world? How can I digest the flood of information, the hectic impulses, the sleeplessness? How can I manage to integrate so many unknown, strange things from the outside world into my own being? How is it possible to slow down to my own pace, my own time? To answer these questions, Rudolf Steiner develops the second exercise, named Sympathy-Antipathy, which should be practiced very slowly, like falling almost asleep. With this exercise, it is possible to balance and strengthen our blood circulation and our digestion.
The second exercise, Sympathy-Antipathy. Again done with the feet. The left foot has to stand still for a long time. The right foot goes very slowly towards the front and then towards the back. If you want, you can accompany this movement with your arms. Sympathy, antipathy. Sympathy, antipathy. My advice is to do it 7 times.
Am I able to embrace the world with everything it holds? What is love? Can I find a link between my surroundings, my perimeter and my center? Can I lean to the world with love even when my surroundings are threatening? How can I build warmth even in a frosty and repellent atmosphere? The third exercise aims to permeate the astral body and the upper members of the human being from the side of the ethereal body to heat and enlighten our energies. This exercise is supported by the forces of our heart.
The third exercise, Love-E. Again, we start with the feet. I emphasize the forefoot and then the heel. Forefoot, heel. This will be accompanied with the arms. This is the gesture of love, forefoot. The gesture of E, heels. To be in the perimeter To be centered. Love. E. This exercise should be done 10 times.
Do you remember the Brothers Grimm's fairy tale of the Frog King? It begins with the words, "In olden days, when wishing still helped." What would we be without our hopes? Through opening to the upper forces and reaching to the depths below, the astral body's building forces strengthen the ethereal body and the physical body, as Steiner describes in the lecture 130, Faith, Love and Hope. In this manner, the astral body is able to give strength to the lower bodies.
The fourth exercise. Again, we start with the feet. We open them and we lift a little bit the toes. And then close again. Again, the arms are accompanying the movement. The elbows are very close to the body. This is the gesture of hope. And then I press my back of the hands together and feel deep towards the earth. So you feel a tension at your sternum. Narrowness. When you let go, pay attention of the back space. Hope. Ooh. Now I turn. Hope. Ooh. And from the back. This exercise can be done quite often. I recommend 7 times.
Am I able to protect myself and avoid depression, freezing and rigidity, being trapped in myself? Can I exercise to unfold the space between dedication and self-assertion? The space between walking and running? Rudolf Steiner introduces the R exercise to harmonize and coordinate the respiratory system and the circulation, if you practice it rhythmically and impulsively.
This time the feet are quite stable. Lift the elbows towards the shoulders. The hands are not weak, but they don't have tension either. Now I rock my upper body up and down, quite fast. And again after turning.
Laughing is healthy. Laugh is our best medicine. A day is lost if one has not laughed. A good laugh and a long sleep are the best cures in the doctor's book. Laugh if you are wise. Laughing and smiling are doors and gates through which the goodness is able to scurry in mankind. Who does not know these claims? In the 6th exercise we are taught to love in the eurythmic way, to help the goodness to scurry into the human body, as Christian Morgenstern said. The eurythmic laughter supports vigorous, healthy forces of love and revives our diaphragm.
In the next exercise, we will laugh in the eurythmy way. Now I lift my shoulders towards the ears and let go. When you drop the shoulders, you form the gesture of A. Ha! Ah! To make this exercise more intense, you do a few times the ha and just one time the ah. Ha, 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 ah.
In the 7th exercise, Rudolf Steiner searches to strengthen our body and explains that this is not only a question of external influences, but a question of our inner attitude. If the feeling of reverence and worship is honest and arises from the depth of our heart, our body will be stronger and more resilient. In his book, Knowledge of the Higher World, Steiner explains that especially those who learned to revere truly can carry their head raised in all freedom. Without these inner attitudes of reverence and humbleness, we would not be able to get real knowledge of the deeper connections, correlations, and of the will of the spiritual world. With this exercise, the upper rear organs will revive and strengthen.
Now we come to the 7th and the last exercise. A, devotion. Out of my heart I form the gesture of A, upwards. Full of confidence, I let go into the back space. And again I turn. And from the side. These 7 exercises can be preventive in these difficult times.